Evictions are exploding. Homelessness is rampant, and the moratorium is ending that y'all thought that y'all were under as a result of the pandemic. You know what multiple things are ending? Student loan forgiveness, moratoriums is ending. People are ending up out on the street, explosion in credit card debt. Everything is just completely falling apart with this country. Make sure y'all get the likes up. Let's rock out. Let's talk about it.
An estimated 12,000 tenants in Atlanta who are behind on rent have gotten eviction letters.
A housing official asked Atlanta City Council members to find a way to help. Fox 5's Morris Diggs explains the evictions have restarted after a pause during the pandemic.
If you've ever had a family member who's been evicted, well, the financial strain they face, that's obvious. But there's also an emotional burden. For example, when a school-aged child is pulled out of the classroom, the parents got to find another place, or worse, a shelter. You don't have to fall under the legal definition of poverty to have all your belongings put out on the street because
ain't nothing like getting Pawpaw's couch. Ain't nothing like getting Pawpaw's couch put on the street with all of your belongings and all of your bedspreads and your mattresses on top of it. Ain't nothing like Pawpaw's couch, and they got the fan in there. Ain't nothing like Pawpaw's couch getting put out on the streets of Atlanta. That couch was gifted down to you, and you just got it put right out on the street. No, y'all was spending money. You said we balling. Pandemic money, buy in. We running it up. Everybody is boss chicks. Now you got over 12,000. This is no laughing matter. 12,000 people are now getting evicted right away over in Atlanta because the moratorium is about to end. See, they never saw for the fact that you couldn't make enough money to pay your rent in the first place. The only thing that they did was they set the landlords at a disadvantage because they let you continue to live for free, but you never paid one dime. You never continue to pay on it. You never set up a payment plan. You never even wanted to catch up. You just lived for free until it was all said and done. Now Pawpaw's couch is out there on the curb.
Because you got way behind on the rent.
Filings have ramped up the mounting number of evictions in Fulton and DeKalb counties.
This Atlanta Housing Commission official estimates 12,000 tenants have been or are now under an eviction threat. The pause on legal filings did not erase a rent balance, and being forced from the home can turn lives upside down.
And have to move out of their school districts, right? Can't attend the same school. That disruption is a huge inhibitor for educational attainment for kids.
This is the first time they got me down for eviction.
A senior living in this large complex has a different circumstance. Veronica Showers explained to her landlord about a series of personal setbacks.
Guess who don't care?
I do security. I worked every day, but it's like I was just working for nothing. Every time I got paid, they went in, they was getting the loans.
How many months are you
Guess who don't care?
behind?
Lord have mercy, 11,000 something.
Andrew.
Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. She said that she's behind over 11. She goes to work every day and she's behind over 11,000 something dollars. 11. Can you imagine owning a business and somebody owes you $11,000 with no plan or any kind of interest in paying you not a dime? Not a dime. She said every time I come in, they come in and get the loan money. So that means that you went out and you took your credit out for something that wasn't even best for you. See, it used to be a time where the most important thing for you was to actually make sure that you had a home or a house to live in and a roof over your head. If you lost everything else, the one thing that you can do, you can catch the bus, you can go and make sure that you catch an Uber, you can walk, get your cardio on or whatever. But the one thing that you made sure that you did was you kept a roof over your head. Could you imagine being a landlord, not being able to get somebody out of your property that's able to live and tear it up for free? and you still got to pay the property taxes and the mortgage on it. I'm sorry, baby. I ain't got it. I know I owe you over $11,000, but I'm over here in Atlanta. You know where they going to go next? Houston. Shout out to Houston. When everybody get through out in Atlanta, before it hit their credit report, they going to go and get them a new lease over in Houston. No job, no credit, no nothing. We call that the ninja loan. The ninja approval. No job, no credit, no nothing. You just listen. Houston is the new Atlanta anyway. Y'all might as well all go down to Houston. Hey, everybody, all black people that's getting evicted, all 12,000 of y'all, go on down there to Houston. They the new Atlanta. They gonna get it popping, and you can go to all of the clubs. You can go to the spots. Go get you your Amiri jeans. Go get you all of that stuff. Yo Balenciagas, yo Louis Vuittons. Go get all of that. Go get all of that. Go party. Don't worry about paying your rent, and go and make sure that you run it up.
11,000 something.
Andrew Sneggenberger said late fees and other charges keep residents even further behind. He says new government assistance is needed.
And it's good practice to make sure that the two branches of government are working in coordination to make sure that we're spending money as well as we can.
One of the members, Antonio Lewis, reminded the body that not too long
Shout out to y'all. Reading Super Chat shortly.
ago, the city had to give back federal funding, $10 million, that was intended for housing.
It's just throwing money at the wall. It's like throwing doodle on the wall. It don't stick. It's just like it's going to smear it. It's going to make it smell bad. It's going to leave a stain, but it ain't going to stick. You throw enough doodle on the wall, it's all just going to smear it. It's just going to make it bad. It's going to make it exponentially worse. And then somebody got to come behind and clean up. Throw enough doodle on the wall, it's going to end up in a very bad situation, even worse than it was before.
Well, right now, thousands of Arizona landlords filed evictions last month, and that has made it one of the highest months for evictions ever in Maricopa County.
It's really tough for.
Let me rewind that one more time. I just make sure that, listen, over in Atlanta, now you got to remember, these are just cities. This is not the state, the entirety of the state. These are just estimated amounts based off of when this moratorium ends and people want you out of their property, and we have a homelessness crisis already on our hands. Inflation is out of control. City leaders don't know what to do. And so these numbers are incredibly staggering, but I'm going to give them to you right here on the Millionaire Morning Show.
Landlords filed evictions last month, and that has made it one of the highest months for evictions ever in Maricopa County.
It's really tough for so many families in the county, reporting an upward trend in families losing their homes here in the Valley. Jen Wall is joining us live. Jen, you're breaking down this latest data, and really, truly, what does this mean for our community?
Oh, you didn't think we was bringing Phoenix to the front of the congregation? You thought it was just going to be Atlanta? No, this is taking place all around the country, all around the globe. This is taking place. This is not just happening in one neck of the woods. This is not just taking place in Chicago. This is not just taking place in Atlanta. It's not just taking place over in New York. This is happening all across the country.
Yeah, good morning to you. Not a good sign when it comes to renting here across Maricopa County. So actually an almost record-setting month last month when it came to eviction filings. Maricopa County saying it was a month with the third most eviction filings ever right here in the county. There were nearly 7,700 new eviction cases last month. The 2 months that saw more evictions than August 2023 were back in 2005. Now, this is all despite slowing down earlier this year, and not every filing results in an eviction. But
in August alone, out there in Phoenix, 7,700 filings because they want people out of their property, and you over here taking advantage of what it is that we got going on. In Phoenix, 12,000 last month. In Atlanta, 7,700 over in Phoenix. Where do you think that these people are going to go? Just curious. Just curious. Where do you think that these people are going to go? What you think that they're going to find somewhere else to live? They're going to have to saddle up. Some people going to move back with mama. Some people going to move back with daddy. Some people going to be living out of their car. Either way, the people that's going to suffer the most is actually the children. Remember when y'all kept telling me that it was a right to have children? Now your children is going to be upended because they keep having to move from county to county and go and take a shower at the gym that you ain't even got a membership at that's expired. You know that expiration date on that gym membership, but you're trying to get in there one more day in order to get that shower? Take that book bag. The book bag ain't got no books in it. All it got is soap, towels, mildew towels. Ain't nowhere to go and take your towels and get them washed. The drawers with streaks up the middle of them because you keep having to wear them every day. At least they can get a shower. At least they can get a shower. Over there at Planet Fitness, I heard that they give you free bagels, Tootsie Rolls, and pizzas. Shout out to Planet Fitness. Horrible marketing strategy. They want you to get fit, but they're going to give you some pizzas and some bagels. This is what's happening. We was over in Atlanta. Now we over here in Phoenix.
The county is seeing an upward trend and is considering it a rising tide for Arizonans losing a place to live. A Maricopa County presiding justice of the peace recommends to avoid eviction, renters take action and be proactive. This is important. You have to act before missing a payment. Now in Glendale, there's a community action program that helps with utilities, rent, and emergency shelters. The cities of Phoenix and Mesa and Maricopa County also have similar programs. That justice of the peace also presides over many of these cases and says it can take time to get financial help, so the sooner rental assistance is requested, the better. For those who live in Maricopa County, qualified households can get up to 6 months of payments for either rental assistance or utilities, and there are different options for those who have already exhausted the 6 months or more of assistance in the past. Now, another problem with the rising eviction rates is those who are evicted are being rejected from being able to rent again. And St. Vincent de Paul right here in Phoenix also has programs. There are many more. You can also go to the Arizona Department of Housing website to find out how you can get help if you are facing eviction.
Meanwhile, we seen what was happening in Atlanta, and then we moved over into Phoenix. Well, let's go ahead and keep it moving. Let's see what's happening over here in Miami.
Well, in a matter of hours, several families will be out of their homes. They own condos in a high-rise in the city of Miami.
An investment firm bought the building. These are the last owners who refused to sell their places, but now they have no choice but to get out. CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor has the reason they are being forced to go and what is next for the Biscayne 21 condo.
Reading super chat shortly. Make sure y'all keep the likes up.
This is the high-rise. They have to leave. It has a bay view. We were invited by condo owners to come in and interview them in their units. But as we came to the gate, we were told we were not allowed in because we are media.
Oh, it's not my gas?
Jacqueline Fraga called the police when the security guard refused to let us in.
I am the owner of this unit.
In a matter of minutes, several Miami police units showed up. And after almost an hour of tension, an officer confirmed what we knew.
Because he is the attorney and the owner on the property, he doesn't want media on. Doesn't mean he said you guys are more than welcome to come in. He just doesn't want media on the property.
He is Lawrence Picon, the attorney for the property, who declined to be interviewed by CBS News Miami. Inside the building, Nicolas Bello, one of the unit owners, waiting for us. He was packing his belongings. He has to be out of the unit he owns tomorrow.
So wait a minute. Put all of the cameras up. Get you a camera phone. Get you a lav mic. Go in there and do some other undercover work. Are y'all crazy? Why y'all out there causing a scene? Y'all don't know how to go in there and get the footage that you need? You ain't got a phone?
Really, do anything but hurry and try to say whatever I can say.
He said he will miss his view. Frana Marino feels the same.
So this is prime property in South Florida.
They are two of the owners who filed a lawsuit in mid-May in Miami-Dade Circuit Court. They are suing Two Roads Development, the real estate firm that now owns the building. Unit owners allege they were manipulated, deceived, bullied, and pressured to sell their units to the developer.
There is so much pain and anguish and attachment.
This is the letter they received informing them the building services would be discontinued Friday. But this wasn't the first they had heard they needed to leave. Residents first learned of that as early as March of this year. As you know, the building is in need of significant deferred maintenance, which precedes TRD Biscayne LLC's completed acquisition of the property in December 2022. About 184 units at the property have been successfully vacated, with the exception of 6 remaining units, remaining as unlawful inhabitants of the property.
My property is not for sale. I never put my property on the market. I came to this apartment in my wedding dress with my husband, got married in downtown. I made my children in this unit, and I wanted to come and retire here.
The building owner told me, quote, "The last remaining residents of Biscayne 21 rejected above-market proposals for their units, refused our offer to cover hotel stay as they transition from their former homes."
It's just heart-wrenching, because if they can take that, they can take anything.
Generally, developers have the ability in South Florida to terminate associations, specifically condominium associations.
Jeffrey Kominski is a real estate attorney with specialty in condominium law. We asked him about the fallout from Florida law that allows condo boards to be dissolved and buildings sold with just 80% approval from those with voting interest.
Is it safe to say that we will be seeing this more often?
Unfortunately, more and more we're seeing more terminations of associations after developers are trying to engulf a supermajority vote and enacting a termination provision.
So basically what they're basically telling you is that if you are in a condo in South Florida and you have a great view and your building is now bought by a developer in which the overwhelming majority of the people take above market offers in order to move so that they can then turn it into something else that they can charge way more money or make way more money as a result of it, you are SOL. It does not matter if you are not a renter. If you own the property, you are then kicked out of your own house. So evictions basically happen in every circumstance, even when you identify it as an owner, depending on where it is that you live. This is crazy. This is crazy. You got to pay all of these fees. And one of the things that I know, and one of the reasons why I am largely against moving into certain buildings and moving into certain areas, is A, laws like this, and then B, the homeowner association fees. I can't stand association fees. It irks my nerve and it burns my soul when I have to deal with association fees. I think I got to go in and pay some association fees after the show, now that I'm thinking about it. Irks my nerve, and there are specific rules that allow for them to then take over your property and force you out of it, put you on a hotel in order for you to transition into somewhere else, and then you just SOL, you S out of luck. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever even heard of that before. I've never ever seen that before, but eviction comes in many forms, and this country is continuing to go down a drain, unfortunately, and we live in an era and a time where you're going to have to suffer as a result of even owning. You're not even a renter. You're owning your property, and there's nothing you can do about it.